Alright, so we just finished creating our last question and I showed you how to put a picture in a video. Now what I would like to do is show you how to get into some of the preferences and things. So when I first started, I talked about how the purple color is the default when you start a Google form. Here at the top is a color palette. When I click on that, I have other color options. So if I click on, say, this green, it automatically changes my form to that color. Someone in last Friday's ELA class asked about this bottom color. That is set based on the theme you choose. You can't change that. So whatever theme or color you use, the colors are there. You can't adjust anything. The other thing is if I go to the color palette, I can click on this image file, and that will take me into themes that Google has available for me to use. So you can see we have birthday, we have party. So I'm just going to click on the birthday theme. And some of these are GIF files, meaning that they're motion pictures. So you can see the candles are burning here. I'm going to choose this one with the sparkler. So I click on it, click select, and then my theme will update here in a moment. So you can see the sparkler and everything going on. The next thing is the gear. This is your settings. So this is where you will go in and be able to set some things. Probably for what you will be doing for your ELA survey, the defaults will be fine. But this is where you can find the information. So sometimes in like a quick exit ticket, the teachers may not have you put your name on because they may just have it so it collects your email address. Or maybe they want it anonymous and it doesn't do that either. So if you put a check mark in here, it would collect your respondent's email. Not something you'll probably need to do. The check mark by default is restricted to LC school district users. We would leave that alone. Those are the only people that can access, or you have access for your accounts and anything anyway. Limit 1 per person. So if you only want a responder responding once, you would put a check in this box here. That means that they can only submit once. Also, if you do that, notion here is that you need to have them sign into Google. So that's your choice. You can also check the box to edit after they submit if that's something you want them to do. If not, just leave it unchecked as it is. Presentation. This is more if you have a very advanced survey with multiple questions, say 20, 30, you might want to show a progress bar so that they can see how far they are getting in the actual questions. Shuffle the question order. Teachers may use that for when they create a quiz or a test so that when two students are side by side, question 2 on their screen is not necessarily the same question. Show linked after you submit another response. By default, that's not on. If you want that to be on, you would put a check mark. And I can show you when we get into the live survey here in a moment what that looks like. After they submit their response, it'll say your response has been recorded. If you want to change that, you can just come in here and say, thank you for your input. I'll see you next Friday, whatever. If you want to change that, you can, or you can just leave it as default. Then the quiz tab over here is where teachers would go and turn on the survey to actually be a quiz or test or an assessment. This isn't the purpose of yours, so you won't need to be using that. Then I'll just exit out of the settings. Again, that was the gear. The next thing over here is the 3 dots, which is the menu. So I'm going to click on more. Here's where if you wanted to, you could move a survey to the trash. You can get a pre-filled link. You could actually print the survey. If you needed someone to do a paper copy, you can add collaborators. Not something you'll be doing with this project because you're each going to be creating your own. And then last but not least is the send area here. This is how you would send your survey out to classmates. So again, there's a box here to automatically collect their email, and you won't need to do that. Here in the to-line, you will be actually using email groups that Mr. Waldo has set up. So you're going to be emailing, I think, 2, maybe 3 5th grade homerooms, and your teachers will demonstrate how to access those email groups. So you can see my subject line is the name of my survey, and then there's a message. I've invited you to fill out a form. If you want to continue on with some more information, you can. That's totally up to you. The one thing I will recommend when you send this is to check this box where it says include form in the email. It just makes it easier for your respondent to take the survey right within the email without having to click a link and go somewhere else to do that. So I'm going to click the X right here for sending. We're not going to actually send this out right now, but I'm going to click the I. That is your preview button. So when I click on that, it actually takes me out to the live survey. Notice the edit pencil is here. That's because I'm the creator of this survey, so I could click and actually edit this. So here's what the form looks like live. It says my 11th birthday party, and then my description that I had, and you'll notice here with the asterisk and required, any question that has that after is a required question. So I cannot submit the survey until I answer all of the required questions. Here again is that helpful text, check all that applies. So I'm just going to come in and check a few options here. We'll add an other on here so you can see how that works. And beverage choice, choose that. Here's that drop down menu, so I just am allowed to only click one of these. And here's that linear scale question. So on a scale of 1 to 5, what type of movie do you like to watch? Do you like something that's kind of low key, just a fun, friendly storyline, or do you like more of a scary type movie? So we'll just put a 3, just kind of middle of the road. And then here's the other way to ask that ranking question. Maybe you have 2, 3, 4 specific movies you're thinking about. So then here the person can put check marks in the boxes where they would like to see the movie first choice, second choice, third choice. And you can see how the pictures in the video pop in. So I'm going to click submit. And at this point, you can see I didn't change that response here. So it says your response has been recorded. I do have the capability to submit another response. So if that's something I want to be able to do, I would just click that and then I could go ahead and make the adjustments. One thing I didn't see in the settings over here, where was that? Let me go. There should be, oh, the edit after submit. I think I maybe talked about that. I apologize. But if you want them to edit their responses after they submit it, you would check that box. But if not, typically we don't. Then of course, that's your choice. So here I am back on my form where I've been typing the questions in and editing. So you can see we have one response. So if I click on that, it will show me, of course, this is going to show up as 100% because only one person has responded. As more people take your survey, this will be broken apart based on the number of people who have answered the questions. So here's that linear scale. This is how it shows up. As people start to respond, your columns here are going to adjust. And then down here, the ranking question. This looks kind of odd, but each of the categories will have a blue bar, the orange bar, and the gold bars for first, second, third choice. And as people respond, the bars will get taller. So if I go back to my Google Drive, and if I open up, now I'm not sure which one it is. Let's see, it's this one here. This is the one I did from yesterday because someone had that same question about the grid one with the first, second, third choice. So I went in and responded to the survey more than once after class. So you can see how it breaks out when you have more people answering your questions. So right now the tie is for pepperoni sausage, mushroom, and extra cheese. They're leading the way there. Pop, there's an even tie here as far as 3 choices are root beer. Looks like Mountain Dew and Coke. Dessert, same thing. And then here's that linear scale so you can see. So one person out of the 3 responded with a 1, one with a 3, one with a 5. So as more people respond, these are going to adjust to that. And then here is that ranking with the first choice, second choice, third choice. So Halloween Town has not been the first choice of anyone. Goosebumps, 2 people have made that as their first choice. And then first choice of Charlie Brown has been once. So in order to figure out what movie you would watch, the first choice is the blue bar. So whichever movie has the taller or higher blue bar would be your first choice to choose from. Hopefully that'll kind of explain what those look like when you get your results so you can have a better idea of what to see. And that pretty much wraps up anything I have to share. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them after the video stopped. And good luck. And I will be available when you're working on your project. So if you have a question while you're actually creating your form, please note that you can come down to the lab or have your teacher call, and if I'm available, I can come down to the room and help with anything. So good luck.